Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
Sup gamers, welcome to the channel. My name is Ben from Geek Addict, and this is my review of Disco Elysium, the final cut on PlayStation 5. As every good review should, I will start with the most important part, the summary. My entire 50-hour experience crammed into 4 bullet points, for your convenience. I know you got stuff to do, right? So, let's get to it. First off, graphics. Great. Voice acting. Even better. Customization of skills. Great. Some bugs. Fixed. Bit annoying, but fixed, apparently. Story scores 7 out of 10 disco balls. Gameplay scores 8 out of 10 disco balls. Audio scores 9 out of 10 disco balls. Overall, 8 out of 10 disco balls. So if you ask me, I'd say go buy it now. Stop watching this video review, because, well, it's gonna take like 5 or 6 entire minutes to explain why I liked it so much. So. Well, this one's a bit difficult actually, because the story is that you don't know the story. You wake up in a trash hotel room and you can't remember a thing. And the game does a great job to keep it that way for quite some time. Early on you find out that you are, or were, a heavy drinking lieutenant on a mission to solve a murder case, but it seems you have a bit of trouble accepting all that. Of course you will need some help figuring everything out, as you are completely clueless. And boy oh boy do you get help. First off, there's the stern but fair partner, Mr. Kim Kitsuragi, who tags along. But secondly, there's the voices, man. The voices in your head, dozens of them. These voices represent the stats that you have chosen, so don't be surprised if your logic informs you what might be a good thing to say, or if your limbic system warns you that you cannot perform a certain move or action. Your partner Kim will tag along and provide you with the necessary comments and tips, and even some awkward comic relief from time to time. I will not go into any details, but just know that you're in for an epic adventure of investigation, reflection, politics and substance abuse that you've not seen before. Well, if you haven't played the PC version. It looks like a point and click adventure, feels like a very deep RPG, and it kinda sounds like Morgan Freeman with a schizophrenic disorder, but it's the perfect mix of these that make it so memorable. Story scores 7 out of 10 disco balls. Disco Elysium is most of all a tabletop role-playing game, in every sense of the word. You level up, you choose which stats you want to upgrade, and revisit areas you could not progress to earlier. Also, a lot of conversation options do have clear effects on the story, and what you can do in the rest of your playthrough. Some people disappear, some will no longer like you after a certain answer, but there are also other, let's say, open-minded and more forgiving people around who will help you along. The greatest part of Disco Elysium, in my opinion, is the leveling up system. You slowly gain experience points by talking to people, and these experience points can be invested in your personal traits. Where you can usually upgrade your health, stamina, speed, etc., Disco Elysium lets you upgrade your resistance to substance abuse, your inner empire, your rhetoric, your logic, your conceptualization, your empathy, and so much more personal stats, besides the usual health, stamina, etc. They make you, and make every new playthrough greatly different from the last, as you will have different answers and actions available to you, depending on the stats. This also means you can revisit areas later on with better abilities. You want to be a recovering cop? Go do it. You want to spend every last penny on alcohol and drugs and experience the whole story from a more enlightened perspective? Have at it. Charming the ladies and drowning in cash? No, you can actually do that one. Now, don't think leveling up all desired stats is enough to get you through the game the way you planned. All of the answers and actions are based on dice rolls. The higher the stats of a certain ability, the higher the chance you will pass the dice roll, but it's never a guarantee. You will not always be able to say what you want to say or do what you want to do, but screw things over instead. In case of actions you can retry, you just have to level up that requested stat and try over later in the game. But there are also numerous occasions you can try an action or answer only once. If you fail these, it's most likely the end of that particular threat in your investigation. Besides that, clothing items also affect your stats, so if you have the right one, that might help as well. The game is very easy and intuitive to control, as the only things you are doing are walking and talking, and occasionally checking the menus. There is no combat, so in that regard it resembles a point-and-click game more. Although you are playing a game, it feels like reading a book or watching a movie most of the time. Gameplay scores 8 out of 10 disco balls.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up and smoke the living shit out of it. The living shit. Your mesolimbic reward pathway does not mince words. It wants smokes.
Lanford Brown is amazing. Let me start with that. Mr. Brown is the narrator of the game and also voiced a lot of the voices in the protagonist's head, and the man sounds entrancing. I've never heard anything before that fitted the scene and the theme as well as in this game. It's soothing, honest, brutal, and dramatic at the right time. The music in the game is mostly indie rock, post-rock, and ambient, and really sets the mood. It's not my favorite style, but it fits the game perfectly. There are also a few sound effects for good measure, but they aren't all that noticeable, although that might be a good thing. Audio scores 9 out of 10 disco balls. Like I said earlier, go buy it now. It's not a full price game and it has been on sale several times already. The story and voice acting are amazing, and if you like slower paced investigation games, you cannot go wrong with this one. Disco Elysium, the final cut on PlayStation 5, scores 8 out of 10 disco balls. And that does it for this video. If you liked it, please click thumbs up, and if you didn't like it, click thumbs down. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, click subscribe to be notified of all upcoming content here at Geek Attic. I will leave you with some more gameplay, and I will see you soon. Laters!
Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree? Completely. Does that mean you took the body down from the tree? Sure. But did you take it down from the tree? So, the body is still in the tree.